Good evening, race fans. Welcome back to CRN. We are back here with the National Sim Racing Retro Cup Series Gen 4 League Open setups. And tonight we have another short track on the schedule for you as we are at Lucas Oil Raceway. I know I said Speedway, but either way, it's still going to be a fantastic race here tonight. Track is almost a mile, as it's just over half a mile at 0.67 of a mile. Track temp is going to be 66 degrees. Air temp will be 64. And something a little bit cooler about Lucas Oil, it is my home track, along with Indianapolis Motor Speedway. As you see there off to the right, you have the Lucas Oil Dragway as well, parallel to Lucas Oil Raceway. So far, looking at the practice times, I believe it is Daniel Molnix with the I stand corrected. Johnny Taylor with the fastest lap in practice. So Johnny Taylor trying to capitalize on those two races that he has missed for the past 2 weeks. Daniel Molnix is just 0.03 of a second away from him. And it's definitely going to be something fun here to watch. Once we see that Mr. Stoney Benfield has taken his qualifying time, we'll go ahead and bring in our faster pastor of the race and give tonight's invocation as we do battle for 400 laps around Lucas Oil Raceway. It's going to be a one-lane track all the way up by the wall. Pit road is going to be treacherous to get in and out of. It's definitely going to be something fun on CRN to watch here tonight. That's going to conclude practice as of right now. Everybody going to get set up for qualifying. 2 lone laps to get those times settled on in and see who will get provisional pole. As we get ready to switch on over here and to get everybody out there to run their qualifying laps here. Want to give a big shout out to everybody who has liked, shared, subscribed to the Race League, as everybody has been grateful for CRN. We have just over 1 year in on for CRN, as we're riding around with the number 5 of Brian Wiggins. He's going to come out and elect to take his 2 laps here, see what kind of laps he throws down. You can see that number 5, Lowe's Machine, going to try to do anything he possibly can. He's had the quicker speed throughout the race, but as the run goes on, his tires do tend to fall off and he falls back into place. Going it down the backstretch, but it is going to be the number 63 of Bryson Hicksonball. He's going to set the fastest lap so far. Looks like Wiggins, gets into the wall coming off the corner. He's not going to be able to count that time. I don't think his second lap is going to be able to count either, as looks like Bryson not able to go any faster, so a 22.147 for the number 63. Stoney Benfield coming out here out of Carolina. Going to see what kind of lap times he can throw down, as Brian Wiggins did in fact throw down a lap time with a 22.451. Stoney Benfield coming around to take lap number 1, kind of keeping it up high, seeing what kind of lap he can get thrown down here. And Stoney Benfield going to go second quickest with a 22.188. Give you guys a nice little drone shot. And just an absolute beautiful paint scheme by Stoney Benfield here tonight. A beautiful purple Stren fishing line. Remington NC811.org on that number 75, as he's not going to be able to go quicker than that lap. We'll go ahead and zoom on over to the number 12, but while we do that, we're going to go ahead and bring in the number 75 of Stony Benfield. Make sure that Discord is actually on at this time, so that way we can hear Stony talk. You find him. Stony, this is Dylan in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm still here. That's all that matters. Everybody is still in good conscience and had a safe Memorial Day weekend and a good, safe week sitting at home and doing a little bit of fishing throughout the week. But
Good.
Nonetheless, we're back here tonight. You're so far sitting P at number 3 on the board. And right now, I figured, what way would it be if I didn't bring you up here to give tonight's invocation?
I hear you, man. I'd love to do that. Dylan, are you ready to do it?
Yes, sir.
Well, I want to welcome everybody to the race tonight, long race. And let's ask the Lord's blessing upon our time together. Lord, we thank you for the privilege we have tonight to do this. Thank you for all the people at CRN and for Mark and his league and for putting this on for us. I pray that, Lord, we'd have a good time tonight, and whether we eat or drink or whatsoever we do, you said do all to your glory. So tonight we do this for your glory and your honor. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you for those kind words there, Stoney. We wish you the best of luck here tonight. It's going to be a long grilling race, 400 laps here at a short track, so it could go by pretty quickly. But as long as you keep that number 75 clean, which honestly, I have to say, it is the best looking number 75 I have seen so far. Just love the plum crazy purple on that ride.
Yeah, we wanted to do a new scheme for tonight, just to have a couple schemes to choose from throughout the season.
All right, buddy. Well, we're going to go ahead and throw you back up there, get you back into race pace here, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again after the race.
Thank you, Dylan.
All right, that's going to be the number 75 of Stony Benfield, as he was giving tonight's invocation. So far, looks like Johnny Taylor is out there on the racetrack at that number 3 Good Wrench Chevy Impala, Monte Carlo, excuse me. Johnny Taylor missing 2 of the races so far, but has been quite quick as he's coming through turn 3 and 4 to set up his first lap, and it's going to be quick time with a 21.892. Goes Johnny Taylor to the top of the boards as he's going to do a one and done lap. And that will put him on provisional pole here tonight. Johnny Taylor putting down a great lap here tonight. So far, we're looking at about 15 drivers throughout tonight's race. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to CRN. If you guys are liking anything that we are putting out there for leagues, one-off events, make sure you guys get in contact with myself, Carl Hedwork, or Jimmy Covert. See if we just can't get CRN covered for your broadcast needs and to help showcase your league. As we got some big news coming up here for CRN. Picked up a couple of GT leagues, picked up a dirt league, picked up asphalt late model league. CRN is going to be quite busy throughout the week, so make sure you guys tune in to those to receive more updates. Make sure you guys hit that bell notification so you guys don't miss anything that CRN has to offer throughout the week. I want to give a big shout out to Kelly Pointer with Pointer Motorsports and Amsoil. Make sure you guys get a hold of him if you guys need any of that stuff. Came on board with Core Racing League and CRN to help sponsor a couple of series that Core Racing puts on. So big shout out to Kelly Pointer. Want to give a big shout out to everybody out there, as well as Carl Hedwork, Jimmy Covert, and others that help make the broadcast team what it is. No matter what, we'll always be there for anything that you guys have or need broadcasting. If you guys are into energy drinks, make sure you guys, if you guys visit Dubby, make sure you guys use code COREDUB, all capitalized, COREDUB, for 10% off on your next order through Dubby Energy. Be like us and get you some Dubby Energy to go along with the racing that you see here. 15 cars starting tonight's race. You can see it there. It is going to be a one-lane track. You're going to be seeing some guys throw a little bit of a dive bob slide job from the bottom all the way up to the top, but going to be pretty much primarily focused on that outside wall, as it is going to be Johnny Taylor with the fastest time out there here tonight. It looks like nobody else is going to be going out there to set up a lap time. So once qualifying is over, we'll go ahead and get those results on up here for you guys. So far now, Daniel Molnick's out there on the racetrack as he is setting up his second lap, repping a new paint scheme, Matco Tools number 2 Snap-on. Green shark fins as well, gets a little bit too much coming across the line. Not going to set a lap time, as he is going to be 7th quickest out here tonight. And here we go, tonight's bout, as we get the race results, or the grid pulled up here. It is going to be Johnny Taylor and Justin Cope rounding out row number 1. One quick minute. There we go. Just Bryson Hicksonball and Stody Benfield rounding out row number 2. Mark Sikochi and Mike Petrin in row number 3. Daniel Molnix and Jacob Kaplan in row number 4. Brian Wiggins and Andy Reeves in row number 5. James Marcotti and Jeff Huggins in row number 6. Row number 7 will be Patrick Gettner and Shane Wilden in row number 8. Starting shotgun on the field will be the number 6 of William Martin. 15 drivers starting on the grid here tonight, and there's a lot at stake. Who's going to win the next short track on the schedule? It was Jacob Kaplan that got the first win on a different short track. That was going to be Bristol Motor Speedway, and it's so far has been nothing but RCR, but as of late it's been Jacob Kaplan and Daniel Molnix pulling through to get the wins away from RCR camp, as Daniel Molnix won last week at Texas Motor Speedway, able to edge out the number 31 of Matty D. Clark, who was not able to be here tonight. And then at Bristol, it was Jacob Kaplan holding off Stony Benfield for the win at Bristol. Everybody getting ready to come out of pit lane to start their warm-up lap here. And just going to keep it here so you guys can see everybody go side by side all the way in and through. And you can see most of them taking that access road. Everybody else on the outside lane electing to go the shorter way around just to keep everybody from hitting each other. believe it is going to be 2 to green for these drivers, as it is going to be Justin Cope and Johnny Taylor to start off this race. I want to give a big shout out to Barry Kistler out there in the broadcast chat. Going with Kaplan, good luck drivers. So Barry Kistler has his fan favorite. It's going to be the number 44 of Jacob Kaplan. Barbara Opinion pulling for Stoney Benfield, the faster pastor. And also shout out to Justin Coe from Stoney's Flock of Fans. Got dubbed that by broadcaster on another series this week. So already having a couple of different names for different broadcasters, but lap number 1 of 400 getting ready to go underway. Johnny Taylor, Justin Cope starting on the outside, and we are back to racing here for 400 laps at Lucas Oil Raceway. Down into turn number 1 and 2 is going to be Johnny Taylor getting the lead all the way through, as you see everybody going down into the backstretch, almost getting into the wall. Stoney Benfield getting into the wall just a little bit. Going to ride that all the way around. Going to get that number 75 back up and going. But here comes Daniel Molnix in the number 2, Miller Lite, as he's going to try to get around Stoney. Not going to be able to do so, as Brian Wiggins making that inside lane work around Jacob Kaplan. Now it is up to Brian Wiggins to get down underneath the number 12. Not able to do it. Had to brake just a little bit harder than normal, and that's going to break his momentum going into turn number 1. Go ahead and get the track map up here for everybody so they can see exactly what's going on, as Bryson Hicksonball keeping Johnny Taylor in his sights for the first 3 laps. The 63 trying to do what he can to get around Johnny Taylor, but with Johnny running that middle lane, it's going to be kind of hard to eye up a run, as Justin Cope gets in there a little bit too sideways. He's going to be able to keep on to that P number 3. I'm going to go ahead and look at the gearbox here of Stoney Benfield, as he's got a mirror full of the number 12 all over the inside of that number 75 machine. Brian Wiggins waiting in the shadows, was thinking about making it 3 wide, thought better of it. The 12 getting a little bit loose. He's going to lose 2 positions as Brian Wiggins makes his way up. He's going to look to the inside of Stoney Benfield, not going to be able to be there. And Stoney Benfield able to hold on to P number 6. Daniel Molnix right in front of the number 75, holding him back, as there's a bunch of drivers out here that are trying to hunt the front. Biggest battle is going to be between the 75 and the 5, as Brian Wiggins gets down to the inside of the number 5, or 75, just not able to make that pass happen. As back here in the back, Patrick Gentner already with a little bit of right side damage, kind of like the Darlington stripe on that number 45, as William Martin able to get around him going into turn number 3 and 4. Patrick Gentner round to the outside, as the number 42 of Jeff Huggins is rounding out your 15 car field back there in that Winterfresh number 42. Shane Wilden rolling that way inside line. The 6 is going to have the run on the outside. He's going to get a little bit loose, side by side at the stripe. William Martin with the advantage going into the inside lane, or the outside lane, excuse me. And he's going to be able to get clear of that number 43. Up here, Mike Petrin all over the back of the number 44, Jacob Kaplan. Jacob Kaplan kind of falling backwards here, as he actually moved up 1 position from where he has started. So correction by me, as Jacob Kaplan just trying to find his bearings, get together, and just run his race. 400 laps is a long time to go, As everybody's starting to get spread out, the 2 leaders have checked out to a different zip code, as Bryson Hicksonball is all over the back bumper of Johnny Taylor. Brian Wiggins almost into the outside wall, diving it in just a little bit too hard. Almost got in the back of the number 12, but the 12 able to keep his position. I was going to search down to the inside, trying to find a way around that number 44, just not able to do anything with it. As the 44, a little bit tail happy, coming off turn number 2. The 12 rolling that extreme outside. Now going to cut it back down to the inside, but not going to have the run that he thought he was going to have. Still going to be behind Jacob Kaplan. Mike Petrin getting a little bit loose off of turn number 2, as the battle for the race lead has spiced up. You got the 63 of Bryson Hicksonball all over the rear bumper of Johnny Taylor, as Johnny Taylor is in a little bit of a tire conservative mode, but kind of, I want to be in the front leading this thing and having the clean air. Already 16 laps completed out of 400, and we're only 5 minutes into this race. As a big 0.6 of a mile, these laps kind of tick away. They'll be over before you know it. As Johnny Taylor still holding strong in P number 1. While these drivers are single file, go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a taste of these beautiful paint schemes. So you got the number 3, Good Wrench Service Plus Chevy Monte Carlo Dale Senior throwback of Johnny Taylor. Bryson Hicksonball on the number 63. Something lightning. Can't read that. I'm not 100% sure. Justin Cope in the number 28 Haviline. Mark Sikochi in the JM John's Manville. Number 8 Menards Chevy Monte Carlo. Daniel Molnix in that Miller Lite Genuine Draft. Number 2 Stody Benfield in that beautiful purple Stren Fishing Lines Remington NC811.org Remington scheme. Representing his good buddy Morgan Shepherd. Jacob Kaplan in the Hot Wheels number 44. Mike Petrin in that Altel Sony Vega number 12. Brian Wiggins in the number 5 Lowe's. Andy Reeves in the Nicorette DuPont number 24. James Marcotti in the Aflac number 99. Shane Wilden in the Oil Treatment Oil Filters STP number 43. William Martin in that Valvoline number 6 throwback to Mark Martin. Jeff Huggins in the number 42 Winterfresh Wrigley's Juan Pablo throwback. And the number 45 Brawny, a beautiful paint scheme here for Patrick Gettner, as we had a pass for the lead down on the inside. The 63 able to get around Johnny Taylor. And now this is uncharted territory. Normally when we see Johnny Taylor get to the lead, we don't really see a lot of these drivers get around Mr. Johnny Taylor. But now Johnny Taylor sitting at P at number 2. Johnny Taylor back to P number 2. There's going to be Brian Wiggins getting ahead of the number 12. As it looked like the 12 had a little bit of mishap there. He's going to be down 3 positions from where he has started. As Brian Wiggins trying to catch up to that number 44 of Jacob Kaplan. Just not able to do so just yet. Brian Wiggins slowly but surely still holding off and pulling away from the number 12 of Mike Petrin, as he's going to fall back to the number 24 of Andy Reeves, as it looks like the 42 and the 45 having a little bit of a battle of their own, but they have the race leaders coming up quickly. Patrick running the inside, the 42 running the out. Patrick gets right up behind the number 42. And it looked like the 42 had a little bit of damage, but he doesn't. As now the 42 goes all the way up by the wall. And he's going to have the better run off the corner. As Patrick Gentner not going to abandon that inside lane just yet. As he's going to be side by side coming off the corner, and it seems to be working for the number 45, just rolling that wall. Oh, he's going to be there. The 42 got in the wall, but not going to be able to get around. So keep the 42 there, as now the race leaders have, well, the race leader has caught up to these 2 cars in the back, and now it's just, where are you going to put your car to get around these 2 lapped cars? And how quick can you do it? Once that 63 got the lead, he kind of pulled away from Johnny Taylor. Now I know Johnny Taylor is in that tire conservative mode, as Johnny Taylor running a 23.0. Oh, I had a little bit of connection issues there. Sorry about that. As everybody gonna do what they can do here. The 63 able to get around the 42 and the 45, and now Johnny Taylor is right back in the mix. Can Johnny Taylor closing that gap ever so slightly on the race leader? Justin Cope now having some competition with the number 2 and the number 8 of Mark Sikochi and Daniel Molnix. They're running at 4th and 5th respectively, as Stoney Benfield rounding out your top 6. Daniel Molnix down to the inside, able to make that pass on Justin Cope, as he's going to move on back to P number 4. And now Mark Sikochi going to try to make that move. The 8 looking down to the inside of Justin Cope, but Justin Cope not going to go down without a fight. Going to be side by side coming off the corner. Mark Sikochi down to the inside. Going to slide up just a little bit, but still not going to be able to make that pass on the number 28, as the 28 is going to get the run off the corner and to keep him P at number 4. Daniel Molnick's got around Justin Cope, and now he is kind of pulling away. Going to try and capitalize on that run and try and catch the number 3 of Johnny Taylor. Coming up on 40 laps in the books. Now down to the inside again goes Mark Sikochi, as he's going to run up a little bit high and still not going to be able to make that pass on Justin Cope. The 42 getting into the wall, going to keep it up there out of everybody's way, and that's going to open up that gap for the number 42, or the 28, as he was able to get around to the number 42 nice and easily. A man that's on the move here later in the run, that's going to be the number 44, Jacob Kaplan, all over the back bumper of the number 75. Has the number 42 up on the outside. And they are going to make that pass with ease. Lap number 45. As Bryson Hicksonball, still your race leader. Jacob Kaplan all over that rear bumper. So you got this battle right here, and you got the battle right in front. As Mark Sikochi still trying to find a way around the number 28. 44 down to the inside, going to be alongside Jacob Kaplan. Going to try to get back to the gas a little bit earlier than Stoney. He's going to be successful with that move and get a little bit loose coming out of the corner. Stoney Benfield going to move back to P at number 7. As Mark Sikochi down to the inside of Justin Cope, still not able to pull that move off. Mark Sikochi doing what he can, but just not able to get there, as we are in lap 48 out of 400. Started Mark Sikochi down to the inside once again, and he's going to be clear. Finally got that inside lane to work. He's going to slide right back up in front of the 28. Does the 28 have a rebuttal for the number 8? No, he doesn't. Move Mark Sikochi up to P number 4. lap number 50 out of 400. We're going to go ahead and turn the mics down, turn these engines up, and give you guys a little bit of "You Love to Hear It." And we are back. Back with the live action as we're looking on board with the number 2 of Daniel Mulnix. As Johnny Taylor has fallen 1 lap down on the field. As Daniel Mulnix sitting P number 2 behind Bryson Hicksonbaugh. As Johnny Taylor went down into pit lane. And pit stops are arising as Bryson has pulled out to a 8-second lead on the rest of the field. Daniel Mulnix trying to capitalize on all this clean air. Gets to the outside of the number 43. Almost gets in the rear. 43 says, "No, man, you can have it. It is all yours." Daniel Mulnix has the number 43 and the 42 right behind him, both on fresher tires than the number 2, but just not able to get back around him. Daniel Mulnix down to the inside of the number 24. 24's got the preferred lane, but going to give it up nice and easy to the number 2 as Andy Reeves going to fall clutches to the number 3. Want to give a big shout out to everybody out there that has been joining in for the race here tonight. 76 laps out of 400 as this race is starting to tick on by throughout the So far, looking at Mark Sikochi running P and number 3. He's got Jacob Kaplan searching for that P number 3 all over his rear end. As Kaplan has figured something out with the number 44 machine. Johnny Taylor back out there, lost 4 laps into pit lane. As the 63 has set sail on the field. Jacob Kaplan able to make the move on Mark Sikochi, as now Mark Sikochi's got to deal with some lap traffic here. Down to the inside, and the 42 was right there on the back bumper, but not anymore. As Mark Sikochi falls back to P number 4. Jacob Kaplan now has the fresher tires of the number 99 of James Marcotti on his rear bumper. I believe Jacob Kaplan, as of right now, would let the number 99 go. So that way they can get more laps in. All right, there we go. Finally. Sorry about that, everybody. Had a little bit of microphone disconnection issues there, but we are under our first caution of the night. It's going to involve the number 24 down to the inside. Oh, Mark Sikochi into the rear of the number 24. 45 able to get around him, so let's go to bring out our first caution of the night. And it's not that big of a hit. It's not that bad. But you still never want to be involved in a race caution. Hopefully my mic is good to go now. As I've never had that happen. It just stopped there for a few minutes. Had to try to get that working. As it just wasn't picking up in OBS, so I had to quickly find the correction there. But under our first caution, and it's been Bryson Hicksonball out front, is Johnny Taylor. Was able to get one of those laps back. 6 drivers on the lead lap. On a lap number 94 of 400. Nonetheless, still a lot of racing left here. Just over 300 laps left on tonight's race. I want to give a big shout out to everybody still out there rooting everybody on in the broadcast chat. Back to green flag racing. Once again, is Bryson Hicksonball able to jump out to that little bit of a lead. And now here comes the number 44 of Jacob Kaplan. Try to capitalize, but it is Brian Wiggins in P3 able to get around Justin Cope. Is him and Jacob Kaplan both up 6 positions from where they have started down into turn number 1 and 2. Everybody pretty much single file. There's a spin right in front. The 43 gets a little bit slideways into the corner. That's going to bring out our second yellow flag. Going to see what happened to the number 43 here into turn number 1 and 2. Gets on the brakes just a little bit too hard. You can already see the back end stepping out. He's going to try to save it, just locks him up after there is no point in it anymore. And just a camaraderie job by everybody to miss the slow car right smack dab in the middle of the road. And good reaction for him to get on the binders to get that car stopped and not spun completely 360 degrees. And then getting on out of the way. So far, so good from these drivers. 100 laps in. Got the 99, the 43, and the 45 all in pit lane. Getting some new damage or old damage repaired. Or to take one of those tire sets. As they do now have a limited tire set. Not exactly sure how many. But they do have tire sets now. Looking at the gearbox of the number 63, Jacob Kaplan, the 5 of Brian Wiggins, the 28 of Justin Cope, and Mark Sikochi rounding out your top 5. Daniel Molnix with Andy Reeves actually in P number. Andy Reeves in. See if he's back here by Daniel Molnix. You know he is currently catching up to the field as we're getting ready to go 1 to green. Pace car lights are going to go off on the pace car, and everybody is going to come back. I believe Andy Reeves got the wave around, so he's going to go to the rear as Bryson gets a. Oh, it's called Greased Lightning. Okay, figure that out. It was bothering me because I couldn't figure out what the name was on that number 63. But 6344 with the button. We're getting ready to go back to racing through turn 3 and 4. When does the 63 want to go? Does he want to wait? No, he does not wait. As soon as he hits that restart box, he's going to go, but he gets a little bit sideways. Jacob Kaplan to the outside. Going to use that outside to his advantage. Going to be side by side coming out of turn number 1 and 2. Jacob Kaplan with the advantage. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Jacob Kaplan still on the outside, making that 63 work down on the inside. New race leader, 44, Jacob Kaplan, making that outside work. And now they can get back to single file. Finally, we see somebody be able to get around the number 63 of Bryson Hicksonball. And now Mark Sikochi trying to get on the outside of the number 5, but the 5 is looking to the inside of the number 28. And here comes the number 3 of Johnny Taylor down to the inside of Daniel Molnix. He's going to back out of it, but now Brian Wiggins down to the inside of the number 28, going to be side by side coming off the corner. Almost gets together with the number 28 down to the inside, and it looks like the 63's having a little bit of issues here. Down to the inside, going to leave that outside open. There goes the number 5 down to the inside, and that's going to bring out our next caution. Brian Wiggins, I think he just got on the gas just a little bit too much. As we'll go ahead and get a chase cam of it. Whoop. Well then, go back to it. Sorry, hit the wrong button. You can see he's already kind of loose. Yeah, his car just upset just a little bit. Gonna tag that inside wall just a little bit. No damage on that front end. He's going to be able to get that number 5 machine turned back around to stay on the lead lap. So everybody going back into pit lane to service that number 5 machine. And it's still going to be Jacob Kaplan with the race lead. Looks like the number 63 voted to take it down at pit lane, so he's going to drop down to P number 3. But nonetheless, it is still Jacob Kaplan with the race lead. Gets together with the number 28 looks like the 63 is having a little bit of issues here. Pace car still out there waiting to give the 5 the EOL, as he was the cause of the caution. He's going to go drop back to the back as Jacob Kaplan electing to take the inside. So you have the 2 on the outside, 44 on the inside. The only other winners in this league other than Johnny Taylor and Matty Clark. 3 of those winners are still in tonight's race, while the other was not able to be here tonight. Jacob Kaplan, Daniel Monix to the outside. Can Jacob Kaplan get a good restart here? What can Daniel Monix do to get that race lead, get the clean air? We're getting ready to go back to racing. Jacob Kaplan off like a rocket down to turn number 1 and 2. Going to slide right back up to that outside and not let anybody have the room. As looking at it now, going down the backstretch, you see them all 2 by 2 deep in the pack. As going into the corners, Brian Wiggins on the outside of the number 42, able to get around him. Now he's got to work on that number 99 of James Marcotti. Not on the lead lap, but trying to get one of those laps back, as Johnny Taylor doing the same thing up here, trying to get 3 of those laps back, I should say. Justin Cope goes around right in front of Johnny Taylor. That's going to bring out the next caution, as we are back under caution here once again. And it seems like just getting back on the throttle is sending people around. Looking at the number 28 machine here. Gets back on the throttle just a little bit too much. Sends it on around. Able to get the car back rolling. Didn't hit anything. And Justin Cope goes for a wild spin. So Jacob Kaplan able to get on up there and stay in the race lead. Shane Wilden coming around to take his 1 lap back, as that number 43 STP will be back on the lead lap. 43 is going to be back in the pack as Johnny Taylor has to get around the field, get back to 2 laps down, and battle with James Marcotti and Stody Benfield to try and get another lap back. But it's still a lot of racing going on. Now these drivers getting ready to get back to 2 to green. As Jacob Kaplan takes the inside once again. I don't know. I think maybe there's a point of the race where maybe I'd want to try the outside. You don't have to worry about drifting back up. You already have that outside where you want to be, but with a later you get to go whenever you want. So that kind of helps. But it's going to be Jacob Kaplan and Daniel Molnix to start out this next little bit of a run. Jacob Kaplan goes as soon as he goes into the restart zone, but he's not going to get the jump that he needed. And Daniel Molnix is going to rocket around that outside, and here comes the rest of the field. Jacob Kaplan back up to the outside to shut the door on Mark Saccoci, who almost gets tagged by the number 63. But it's going to be Mark Saccoci on that outside, rolling the momentum. And in a good battle between these 4 drivers, Mark Saccoci dealing with a little bit of looseness coming off the corner. The 63 going to jump up in front. So move the 63 back up to the podium position. Back of the back, though, it's going to be Stody Benfield trying to get his lap back the hard way. It's Justin Cope and Johnny Taylor side by side. Johnny Taylor down to the inside of Justin Cope, going to be able to get clear of the number 28 machine. And he's going to be rocketing around that inside. Got around him nice and easily. And now we're going to see what Johnny Taylor can do here now. As the number 43 had a little bit of troubles there. I'm going to go ahead and go back to a quick race recap. As he slides it, hits the wall. Gets it back going, slides down into the grass. And they are going to keep it green. As the number 24 of Andy Reeves is falling back slowly. Back up front, though, it is Daniel Molnix to the race lead. Has Jacob Kaplan in P number 2. But Kaplan's got a fast number 63 trying to get around, using that outside to his advantage. But here comes the number 5 down on the inside. He's going to get a little bit loose, but not going to go down without a fight. Here comes that number 5. We again down to the inside, going to slide up the track just a little bit. Going to pinch the 63 on corner exit. In the 5 backing out of that challenge. The battle for the race lead is intensifying. as they are going around again, and it is Daniel Molnick still out there on the point. Give you guys a little bit of a drone cam here, as Daniel Molnick still out to a race lead. Behind them, though, Justin Cope now battling with the number 75 of Stoney Benfield. Ended up getting down to 2 laps down after that caution of pit stops. But still doing what he needs to do to get back up to the front. 130 laps down out of 400. Brian Wiggins still rolling P number 4. Just not able to find a way around the number 63. Was able to get around the number 8 of Mark Sikochi, and now Brian Wiggins trying to do what he can to find a way around that number 63 of Bryson Hicksonbaugh. Just not able to do so just yet. Kaplan Molnix, P1, P2. Still a great drive by both of those drivers. Having to overcome a little bit of adversity throughout the first part of this schedule. Is Kaplan able to capitalize on a race win at Bristol Motor Speedway? And then you had Daniel Molnix following through with a win at Texas last week. Bryson Hicksonbaugh, though, rolling that outside, go to dive it down to the inside. Got a great run coming off turn number 4. Side by side for P number 3, or P number 2, as Bryson Hicksonbaugh is still not able to get that run. Jacob Kaplan capitalizing on that outside. Kaplan, gets a little bit loose, going to hit the 63. And that's going to be a caution. Kaplan getting a little bit loose. And that'll bring out the next caution here. Going to go ahead and rewind that as the 63 did not spin, but got sent down to the inside wall. As we're going to watch it here. I hit the wrong button yet again. Okay, here we go. So coming off the corner, it looks like Jacob Kaplan gets just a little bit loose. Yeah, he's a little bit loose coming off the corner. Tries to correct it. Yeah, see there, he's loose, pointed down to the inside. Gets it straightened back up, and there's just nowhere for 63 to go. He locks him up, but with it being Lucas Oil in the wall, literally right there, just nowhere for that 63 to go but to that wall. Down at the pit lane he goes to try to fix all that damage on that number 63. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here as Daniel Molnick's going to bring these drivers back to the green flag. Mark Sikochi, P number 3. Jacob Kaplan, P number 2. Can Kaplan get the restart of his life? Going to fall back just a little bit. And there it is. Mark Sikochi able to get around Jacob Kaplan going into 1 and 2. Kaplan sliding up. Has to get on the binders a little bit earlier and quicker. Mark Sikochi taking over P number 2. Mark Sikochi, highest he has been here tonight, P number 2, as the 12 goes around in the back. And that will bring out another yellow, as they hate to see it. I'm going to go ahead and go back to a... Oh, the 99 went off track. Okay, so he had that spin. Mike Petrin. This is what I was looking at. The 12 down on the inside. Gets it back on the gas just a little bit too early. And noses it into the wall. It's everybody. We started off super strong here, had a string of cautions. As we are at 145 laps out of 400. I think everything should be going well now. Is everybody trying to find their way back through the field? But it is going to be Daniel Molnick and Mark Sikochi, P1, P2. That last restart, I noticed that Jacob Kaplan kind of stayed back parallel with P number 3. As it was kind of like a Delaware restart where the leader on a Delaware restart gets the front row by himself. And then a second and third pick their lanes. As here we go. Down into turn number 1 and 2, getting ready to go into 3 and 4. Daniel Molnick, Mark Sikochi for the restart. Daniel Molnick goes on the button Mark Scocci not having a great restart there. Going to be side by side with Jacob Kaplan. Jacob Kaplan down to the inside. As it looked like Johnny Taylor was looking 3 wide with the pack in the back. As Johnny Taylor able to get one of those laps back and move his way back up to P number 11. 2 more cautions, and we could see that number 3 machine get the lead lap as the 8 gets into the wall, going to keep it up there, and he's going to fall like a rock. As now it is Jacob Kaplan back up to P number 2, but he's under heavy fire from Brian Wiggins. Wiggins trying to do what he can to get around the number 44, trying to get some laps led here tonight. But it is all Daniel Molnix to the front. And we are back under another yellow. Is the number 12. Look at the back here, see what happened to the number 12 Altel machine. Getting off the corner, same thing that happened last time. Just gets it. Oh man, he clobbered that wall. Just a lot of moment on that as he was able to get that car refired and get it back going. No broken toe link on that number 12. Daniel Molnix still with the race lead. Jacob Kaplan back up to P number 2, and Johnny Taylor is now 1 lap down. Jacob Kaplan still looking to get back to that race lead where he was before a couple cautions ago. Just not able to do so. Just has to get a good jump on the leader here. This is going to be Jacob Kaplan. Daniel Molnix. Round of number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know anymore. Anyways, back to the restart zone they go. Daniel Molnix with a great jump on that inside. Jacob Kaplan gets a good restart as well. Jacob Kaplan rolling that outside, going to get to the, no, big wreck. As we're going to go ahead and go back to see exactly what happened. Oh, the 42 just not getting a good jump. Johnny Taylor, just a innocent bystander there. I'm going to go ahead and look on the chase camera here and to play it for everybody out here just to look and see as we'll go gearbox. Oh, the 42 tag just misjudged the jump as Daniel Molnix still the race leader. So the 3 not going to be able to get that one lap back, as the 6 is going to be able to get his in return. As we are almost halfway through this race. First 100 laps, absolutely great racing. Now it's just cautions, breed cautions. Normal short track stuff, but you know, it happens. Can't fault anybody. These cars are hard to drive as they are. I did a Texas race, fixed setup Texas race, and yeah, they're not my cup of tea. I'm more of a 87 kind of guy. 87 next gens, the trucks, anything like that. So, you know, if you guys ever wanted to look at a point of view while I'm racing the next gens or the trucks or the ARCA car or anything like that, go follow Title Town Sim Racing and Media. That'll be my own personal YouTube account, as I stream on there when I'm racing every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Monday. As waiting for the lights to go off on the pace car. Pace light is off. Daniel Molnix electing to take the inside. Daniel Molnix down to the inside. Jacob Kaplan on the out. Who will have it this time? Is Brian Wiggins all over that back bumper. Molnix getting a great restart. Kaplan getting a good 1-2. They're going to be 1-2 once again. Kaplan rolling that outside a little bit better than the number 2. Going to be right up on that back bumper. Not going to give him an inch. Going to try to force that number 2 into a mistake. But not going to happen. The 5 of Brian Wiggins down to the inside of the number 44. Move Brian Wiggins up to P number 2. He's going to be clear of the number 44. And now the 5 going to try to capitalize on that big move and go for the race lead. Brian Wiggins holding strong with Daniel Molnix momentarily, rolling just a little bit lower than what Molnix is running, but able to get right up on that back bumper as Johnny Taylor try to make his way back up here through the field, hoping for one more caution to get his car back up there in the lead position. As Tony Benfield, haven't checked on him in a while. He's currently running P number 6. Looking at P number 5 from Andy Reeves, as the Justin Cope is trying to keep Andy Reeves behind him. Side by side behind Stoney Benfield is something that he likes to see, as Johnny Taylor putting the heat on Mark Sikochi. The 75 of Stoney Benfield looking down to the inside, not able to get there on the number 24. Looking at the right front fender of that number 8, not 75. Not going to be able to have the position here. Going to be side by side with the number 24. Does he get it off the corner? He does. Move Stoney Benfield up to P number 5. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Stoney Benfield is doing here. Keeping that number 3 machine as there's smoke in front. Everybody able to keep it going, as the 42 had a little bit of troubles there. 75 able to keep the number 3 behind him. As Johnny Taylor not able to make a move just yet, as the race for the lead is starting to spice up just a little bit. Brian Wiggins all over that back bumper of the number 2 of Daniel Molnix. Daniel Molnix doing what he can to keep that number 5 behind him. Doesn't want to lose that lead. But Daniel Molnix wants control of what's going on. Just 30 laps away from halfway. And now we're finally putting together a good green flag run. These two drivers, P1 and P2, have had some history. If we remember and go back to Bristol Motor Speedway, these drivers not happy with one another. And now they're setting P1 and P2. Talked to the drivers after the race. They squashed it right then and there. Brian Wiggins apologized, pulled a Denny Hamlin apologizing to Chase Elliott. And now Brian Wiggins looking to the inside, not going to be able to get there. Now Brian Wiggins kind of falling back just a little bit. Got to eye up that run just a little bit more. Get back up to that back bumper. We're seeing how quick he is on a short run. What can Brian Wiggins do? Brian Wiggins now under fire from the number 44, Jacob Kaplan. Going to look to capitalize on the P number 2. Brian Wiggins get a little bit loose, going to move out of the way, give that position back to Jacob Kaplan. So Jacob Kaplan back up to P number 2. As Stoney Benfield is still holding off a late charge from Mr. Johnny Taylor and Mark Sikochi. Mark Sikochi down to the inside, Johnny Taylor on the outside, rolling that outside, getting around the number 8. The 8's going to slide it back up, almost gets into the side of the number 3. And move the 3 up and around the number 8. Now he's going to start working on that number 75 again. As Stoney closing in on that number 28 machine, as well as the top 7 are all within a second of each other. Not even, it's unreal. The amount of battles you can see in the interval part of the screen, all orange and yellow. That's just how far they are from each other. The 3 almost gets into the side of the number 28. As he was stuck in the wall. Stoney Benfield taking over P number 4. And now Stoney Benfield can start working on the number 5 of Brian Wiggins. And I think with Johnny Taylor being behind Stoney Benfield, it's kind of helping him out. He's picking up a lot of time. Being behind being in front of Johnny Taylor. Johnny Taylor has helped me out a lot, especially this week at Gateway. You know, it's one thing to be quick, but when you're a slower guy like myself, granted, I'm not like super duper slow. I don't know how to explain it. But having a guy like Johnny that's patient and understands what the car's doing, the truck, whatever we're in, and helping you conserve and push a little bit and get you a little bit faster. That's what you want a faster guy behind you for, if you know them. As Mark Sikochi gets a little bit loose coming off the corner. Locked him up from keeping it going, and Johnny Taylor and the 75 get together there momentarily. As they're going to be able to keep it clean. The 5, Brian Wiggins, getting a little bit loose. So far, Stoney Benfield still trying to get around that number 5 machine. He got a little bit loose, but so far back underneath of him. As the top 2 have checked out just a little bit over the number 5. Have a little bit over a second of a gap on 3rd place. 188 laps in out of 400. Johnny Taylor looking to the outside. Going to cut it back down low. Try to get the run on Stoney Benfield. Not going to be able to be there. A little bit loose coming off the corner. Stoney Benfield all over that back bumper. As the race for the lead is still between the 44 and the 2. Keeping a little bit of a distance between themselves. Nothing really spicing up just yet. as Wiggins gets a little bit out of shape coming out of turn number 2. Johnny Taylor down to the inside of the number 75. 75's not going to want to let him by. Side by side, almost making contact coming off the corner. Johnny Taylor still going to try to get around the number 75, just not going to be able to do it this time. And there you have it. I think Stoney's going to let him have it this time, and he does. Stoney Benfield is not battling Johnny Taylor for a position, just knows that he's got a little bit more fresher tires. Let him go on around and try to catch that lead pack. Stoney Benfield now under attack from the number 28. Stoney Benfield still holding off the late charge from Justin Cope. Had that caution earlier as he got a little bit tight coming out of the corner. Battle for the race lead. It's tensing up just a little bit more. Got a lap car of James Marcotti in front. Got to go down to the inside. Is he going to use the 99 for a pick? No, he's not. The 44 follows. And now they're going to catch the 99 in a bad spot. The 99 gets into the side of the number 44. Not going to lose that much time on the 2. Daniel Molnick's able to capitalize on that, move out to a 0.5-second gap over the race lead as we are coming up on halfway, 200 laps into this race. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and turn the mics down, turn the car engines up, and give you guys another little bit of "You'll Love to Hear It." As we are back live, and you have seen it there, Stony Benfield and Justin Cope were just entangled in that late race caution. I'm going to go ahead and go up to a nose view here. Just gets into the rear of Stony Benfield. Collects the 75. The 6 hitting. Oh, man. The 43, Eric Almirola crashed there. And that's going to send Justin Cope up into the wall. And he's going to be stuck there. Now he gets down as... Man, that was a hard lick for the number 43. Going to try and look at Shane Wilden here. Get another bird's eye view of this. See what happens. Just, man. He's so far back. And just comes up on it so quick. So you're just... He slows down. He's got the wheel facing the left, and oh man, Justin Cope, Shane Wilden. That is going to be a big pile up there. Stony Benfield able to get in there, get some of that damage repaired. I'm going to go ahead and look on board with the number 75 to see how bad that damage is. He's still got a little bit of damage on that right front, or right smack dab in the middle. The rear is smashed in as well, and then the driver door is pushed in. You can kind of see just a little bit. Yeah, there you can see it there on the right side or the left side of that number 75. Just not the way you want to see it. But going to be going around as they have delayed the green flag. Johnny Taylor went around. What happened here? I believe he had to let everybody by. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's letting everybody by. Pace car back in. Tatum Woodix with the restart. There he goes. We're back to racing here at IRP. Oh, Jacob Kaplan gets turned by the number 5. And we're going to go into another CRN replay here. See what happened with the number 5 and well, let's get a chopper cam. Yeah, there we go. Slow it on down here. The 5 down to the inside lifts up the rear tires of the 44. Going to send them into the outside wall. The 80 The 8 able to get, no, he did not get around him. Jacob Kaplan just absolutely getting crushed by the 8 and the 5. All both innocent bystanders. The 99 getting around him. A little bit of net code there between those drivers. Oh no, the 45, does he get stopped? He does. And Jacob Kaplan, not the restart he wanted to see. So Jacob Kaplan going to go in and get that damage repaired. As Johnny Taylor is back on the lead lap. Pace car in. Daniel Monix with the restart. Gonna get out ahead of Brian Wiggins. Here comes Bryson Hicksonball. Haven't talked about him in a while. Look at him back up here in P number 2 as Johnny Taylor up here to P number 4. Battling back, getting all those laps back. As Hicksonball down to the inside of Brian Wiggins. As these two battle it out, Brian Wiggins loops it on around. Able to keep it straight. Pressure got to Brian Wiggins with Hicksonball down at his inside. And now we have the 2, the 63, and the 3. 1, 2, 3 here tonight. As we have another caution. Jeff Huggins. Up on the outside, it gets on the binders a little bit too hard. Gonna spin it on around, just a cope, nowhere to go. Stoney Benfield able to get around. And oh boy, Cautions breeding cautions. That is a testament here tonight. As that, looking at the YouTube chat right now, got a T.S. Ritchie. Let's go. 28 Justin Cope at 75. Faster Stony Benfield. Ruth Gardner. Ruth and Jimmy pulling for Faster Pastor. And shout out to 28 Justin Cope. Kip Cook pulling for 75. Stony Benfield. And pulling for teammate number 28 Justin Cope. Thank you, Kip, for those kind words. I tried to do my absolute best. So I do appreciate you commenting out there in the broadcast chat. Susie Ritchie, let's go Cope and Benfield. Barry Kistler, that 44 is looking good. Kaplan could win this. Lots of racing yet. Barry, you are further from the truth, my friend. Barry, I want to give you a big shout out. You're one of the top tier supporters of CRN. Been there since we first started. Still got to get you in the broadcast booth one of these times. I would love to see you up here in the broadcast booth with me. Or Carl, or Jimmy, or John Nobinger, or Ricky Gonzalez, or Caleb Collins. We got to get you in that broadcast booth with us. It'll be an absolute blast to have you there with us. Alicia Kaplan, agreed. Go Jacob Kaplan, could win this. Dave Kaplan, watching my son, 44 Jacob Kaplan. Mom and I are rooting for you. Margie. Is it Margie or Margie? Yeah, it's got to be Margie. Margie sounds weird to me. Let's go Kaplan, number 44. Barbara Pinion. Kaplan got a nice jump on that last restart. Kip. Barbara Pinion. Tough break for Kaplan. Barry Kistler for sure. And darn. Want to thank everybody out there still tuning in to tonight's feature race. And spending your Saturday night here on CRN. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys go to CRN, as we have a lot of racing in the works for you. Want to thank all 542 subscribers that have subscribed to CRN. Want to thank all the drivers coming out here tonight, trying to get these laps in and done. Kaplan and Hicksonball, or Molnix and Hicksonball. Molnix, great restart down to the inside. Johnny Taylor going to move right up alongside of that number 63. Going to be powering around the 63 on that inside. Move Johnny Taylor back up to P number 2. Haven't talked a lot about him here tonight, but he's back up in the top as he's getting a run around the outside of Daniel Molnix. Battle for the race lead. Taylor and Molnix. Taylor with the advantage on the outside, and we have yet another caution. Brian Wiggins and James Marcotti. Is, oh boy, the 5. See what happens here. Maybe the 99. Oh, the 50. Oh, the 5. Oh, the 99 followed. Oh, man, just a hard. Ooh. Broke the deck lid on that number 5 machine. We're going to have to rewind that and just watch it from the 99's perspective here, as he took a wild ride. Get a better camera angle here. See if we just, I think we're just going to go with the chase. Brian Wiggins down on the inside. iRacing doing iRacing things. You got you guys seen the deck lid going on around, and man, another caution here tonight is Johnny Taylor was almost around Daniel Molnix. Can Johnny Taylor replicate what he just did? As I am getting word, Jacob Kaplan has taken that number 44 machine behind the wall. He is done and packing it up here tonight. Just, you hate to see it, especially for the number 44 machine. Been fast all night and just had something happen. So Daniel Molnick selecting to take the inside. Daniel Molnick's Johnny Taylor, top two. Johnny Taylor going to stay at the door of Daniel Molnick to get a good restart. There we go. We're back off to racing. Is Johnny Taylor going to defend that inside just a little bit from that number 63? And now he's going to try to round his way around the outside. Is Johnny Taylor kind of bit the bullet there? Going to try to get back to the number 2, get on the outside of the number 2, Daniel Molnick. And he is there as we're following along with Johnny Taylor. Going to ride the way outside. Mark Sikochi going to try to do the same thing. Not able to do it like Johnny Taylor is. And Andy Reeves making his way up to the top 5. Andy Reeves currently sitting P number 4. Great run by that driver. And now Johnny Taylor trying to get back there. Just not able to do so. Running a little bit slower than your race leader, but faster than third place. The 12 of Mike Petrin got a little bit loose. Going to lose a lot of spots there. And Johnny Taylor get a little bit loose coming out of the corner. Down to the inside. Trying to find a way around. Daniel Molnick can't get back to his outside like he did the last time. 240 laps completed. As these drivers are back on a long green flag run, we're going to go ahead and take this time. Never mind, we are back under caution. This time for William Martin and the number 6. Going to come up off the corner. Maybe he gets a little loose, and he does right in front of the number 43. Down to the inside. Going to stop it. Hits the inside wall. And we are back under caution. Everybody electing, well, some drivers electing to go into pit lane. It's going to be Johnny Taylor. What did he go down? The 8, the 6, and the 99 all in pit lane. And the 75 of Stony Bedfield. Justin Cope in pit lane as well. Daniel Modex with the race lead goes right away, clearing the 63 into turn number 1 and 2. Patrick Gettner, haven't talked about him at all here either. He's round to the outside. He's going to fall victim to the 24 in the 3 wide into turn number 3 and 4. 45 into the wall. 45 is going to lose a lot of position, but it's going to be Johnny Taylor in the 24 now doing battle. 24 on the outside, 3 down on the inside. Where have we seen this before? Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt as they are going down the back stretch into turn number 3 and 4. Johnny Taylor with the advantage into 3, and there is another caution. Brian Wiggins, Justin Cope. Oh, Justin Cope getting the back of the number 6. Brian Wiggins just nowhere to go. Tags the 28. I think it's about time we bring one of these drivers into the broadcast room. And why not just bring in the league owner himself? That's going to be Mark Sikochi. Mark, this is still in the broadcast booth. You got a copy. Mark Sikochi. Alrighty. Looks like Mark Sikochi not able to talk momentarily. So it looks like I'm not going to be able to bring him on into the booth. But 250 laps out of 400. Getting ready to go back green here. Daniel Molnix is still your race leader, with Bryson Hicksonball on his outside. The 24 of Andy Reeves. P number 3 down on the inside. Johnny Taylor on the out. That's your top 4. Mark Sikochi going to run out of the top 5, but it's going to be Daniel Molnix with the restart of his life. He's going to be able to clear the number 63 by a mile. As we're back under caution. As that, go ahead and see what happens here. Right into the 3. Just, spun the tires. Hooked it left. And man, we're going to watch it from a chase camera in real time. Oh, man. Johnny Taylor just fallen victim to all of that. As that little bit of a run was a little short-lived. As we're back under caution. We're back under caution here. Is Daniel Moldick still with the race lead? Got a lot of drivers in the pit lane, getting those cars fixed up. As I believe the pace lights are going to go off this time, and everybody will choose their lane. Yep, pace lights are off. Pace car going to bring these gentlemen down and in as you see them go around, hitting the backstretch. And everybody's still, most of the drivers still try to catch back up. But it is going to be Daniel Molnick's Bryson Hicksonball with the front two rows. Daniel Molnick's with the great restart, getting out ahead of the number 63 and the 8. Patrick Gettner stuck 3 wide. Now the 75, 43, and 3. We're 3 wide. The 43 almost gets into the 75. We're going to stay green as the 75 trying to work his way around the number 43 up there on that outside. Still has a lot of door damage, but got the front end of that car all worked out. And now Stody Benfield able to get around as we had the number 99 go around, as he elected to go into pit lane. The 3 of Johnny Taylor gets a little bit loose coming off the corner. Down to the inside of the number 45. 45 is going to possibly give it to Johnny Taylor, and he does not. We have another one around, and there's another caution. The 42, Jeff Huggins, goes around and spins it. I'm going to go ahead and go back to a CRN replay here. Just gets it on the brake. And I wouldn't have called the caution for that. He got off the track. I would have kept these guys going. As we're going to take you back up to the live scene. as we are back, coming back to green. Hicksonball getting the race lead there. He's going to lead these guys to the green flag. Haven't really seen him back up front and in the lead, as he's off to the races. Patrick Gittner and Stoney Benfield side by side going into turn number 1 and 2. But that 63 has checked out so far, as Stoney Benfield trying to get around the number 45 down to the inside. Wants to hurry up and make that pass, but just can't get it done. As back here, the pack, they're 3 wide. The 3, the 2, the 8, the 24, all 3 wide. And there's not a lot of room there. The 3 gets turned. Oh, man. Yellow flag is out. Gonna go back to a CRN replay. It got tight coming off turn number 2. Daniel Molnix. Oh, that was netcode. That had to be netcode. We're gonna go back and we're gonna watch this in slow-mo. Whoop, hit the wrong button. Missed it. Whoops. Alright. I believe this was all netcode between the 3 and the... I mean, they would have made contact, but... Dang. That just has to suck for Johnny Taylor. Got all that damage fixed, and now has to go back in and get that car repaired once again, as we are back under another yellow flag. And it's something that Johnny Taylor did not want to see at all. Trying to get back up there to the front. As the 99 and the 44 have both taken it behind the wall. Not going to be able to complete the competition here tonight. What about a run from the number 24 machine of Andy Reeves? Been up front, has had some complications up here, but still up there in the top 10, battling for the race lead. Absolutely, we love to see it. You know, he's had a bad few races, but he's still up here trying to do what he can to get his first race win. It's going to be a tough task getting it from the number 63 Grease Lightning of Bryson Hicksonball. We got all the Stoney Benfield Faster Pastor fans in the chat. Barry Kistler, his driver, retired. Had some mechanical issues on that number 44. Stoney Benfield on the outside. 63 electing to take the inside this time. He's going to get away with the race lead here. Coming around turn 3 and turn 4. We are getting ready to go back racing, and here we go. 63 off to a great restart there. Oh, brother, what happened to Stoney Benfield? He has lost a lot of spots. As we're going to go ahead and go back and see what happened to Stoney. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Maybe he just mistimed the restart. Oh, he got hard of the outside wall. Everybody able to miss him. Just spun the wheels just a little bit. But nonetheless, still green flag racing. As Justin Cope has put himself up to P number 2. Daniel Molnick's down on the inside, Johnny Taylor on the outside. This job been battling all night here tonight. Maybe looking at another 3-wide solution. There they go, 3 wide. Scotchy on the outside, Johnny Taylor in the middle. Taylor backs out of it this time. Doesn't want to have happen what happened last time. And now Johnny Taylor on the outside of Daniel Molnick's. Daniel Molnick's holding strong on that inside lane. Give that position to Daniel Molnick's. Mark Sikochi up here battling with Molnick's. Trying to get to the outside of the number 43. Can't get it done. 43 of Shane Wilden. Trying to get around the number 75. Just not able to do it. We got a little bit of a hornet's nest back here. As the 8 gets around the number 3. The 8 drops down to the inside following Daniel Molnick's now. Leaving the 43 up on the outside to dry, and now Molnick's to the outside. The 8 and the 43 doing battle. All while Bryson Hicksonball is starting to check out from the race field. Stoney Benfield now under pressure from the number 2 and the 8 of Daniel Molnick's. As Daniel Molnick's looking to the inside of Stoney Benfield. Not going to be able to be there this time by. As they zoom past down the backstretch into turn number 3 and 4. Stoney Benfield getting on the binders a little bit harder than Daniel Molnick's. Molnick's still using that inside lane. He's going to be side by side through the center of 1 and 2. And there's maybe the pass. Yes. Daniel Molnick's gets past Stoney Benfield for P number 4 as Patrick Gettner moves his way up to P number 2. And now Daniel Molnick's can get back up to that outside, try to get around the number 28 in the 45. And see if he just can't track down that number 63, who has opened up a 4-second gap since they went back to green. Daniel Molnick's getting around the number 28. Now he's got to work around the number 45. Patrick Gettner. 4.2 seconds is the gap. 4.3. Daniel Molnick's down to the inside, making quick work of the number 45. Here comes the 28. 2-for-1 special. In one straightaway. Maybe a 3-for-1 special. And it's going to happen. Stoney Benfield going to be able to get around Patrick Gettner. Make it a 5-for-1 special. As Patrick Gettner going to fall back. As it's a 4-for-1 special, maybe a 5. Here comes Johnny Taylor, that number 3 machine. 5 cars in 1 lap. Patrick Gettner falling all the way back from P2 all the way down to P7 in 4 corners. Patrick Gettner now under pressure from the number 43 of Shane Wilden. Is Shane going to dip back in line? Gettner going to go high, rub the wall. That's going to open it up for the 24, who's got to get on the binders a little bit harder to stay off of him. Side by side, the 45 and 5. Brian Wiggins going to slide up 3 wide through 3 and 4. Wiggins backs out of that. The 24 backs out. Just an absolute hornet's nest back here in the back. You got fast drivers wanting to get up towards the front. Just nowhere to go. Daniel Mulnix has put himself back into P number 2. But now Stody Benfield and Mark Sikochi. Mark Sikochi trying to get around the number 75 of Stody Benfield. Just not able to do so just yet. Coming up on 100 laps to go. Stody Benfield using that inside lane. But Mark Sikochi using that outside lane. Got a bit of a run. Now a little bit of a switcheroo here. Sikochi down to the inside. Stody on the outside. Stody with a run. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Mark Sikochi running the lane higher. Going to be alongside of Stody Benfield now. To the outside. He gets turned by Mark Sikochi. Oh, and he gets tagged by Shane Wilden. And that will bring out another caution, as we were all there for it. I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. Look at Mark Sikochi's nose. And rewind it just a little bit. So right here, coming up off the corner, Sikochi's going to have a good run, get to his outside. And I think the driver just ran out of real estate there. Yeah, just ran out of real estate. There's nowhere for these drivers to go. And Stody Benfield took a wicked hit right after. I'm going to go ahead and watch on board. He gets turned there. Then as he's trying to get it slowed up, Shane Wilden gives him another shot in the back. Looking down to the chat. Barbara Pinion, enough with the caution Stoney has to preach tomorrow morning. Barry Kistler, Kaplan will get the win next race. He is a good driver. Better luck next time. Lance Slott. So if he doesn't win, then he quits. Not sure if you're talking about Kaplan. He just got involved in some race cautions and was not able to get the car repaired to come back out here and run. That's why you don't see the number 44 out there in the field. Stody Benfield back out there trying to get that car repaired as much as he possibly can. As the 75 is going to drop it into pit lane. Bryson Hicksonball will be the race leader. as everybody's going to have to go around the pace car, but the 2, the 63, the 28, the 24, the 45, the 5, the 75, 3, 8, 43, and 6. Correction. They all just went by the pace car, so I do apologize about that. But, going to get these drivers back side by side and get them back to racing here at Lucas Oil IRP. Bryson Hicksonbaugh to lead these guys back to the green flag. Is going to get a better jump on the field than Daniel Molnix, but Daniel Molnix going to stick right there with the number 63. 63 is going to be cleared all the way through. Andy Reeves back up here to P number 4, up 6 positions from where he has started. Going to look to the outside of Justin Cope, not going to be able to get there. 100 laps to go here. Well, 102, actually. Daniel Molnix, the 24 hard to the outside wall. Going to keep it up there. Starting Benfield all the way down to the inside. Going to be side by side with Andy Reeves. Starting Benfield with a little bit of an advantage, but look at that. The 24 is going to power back around. Keep Andy Reeves up to P number 4. Looking at the number 8 of Mark Sikochi back here in P number 9. Last car on the lead lap. Has to get around that number 6 machine and catch up to Johnny Taylor. Front 2, Danny Molnix and Bryson Hicksonbaugh. Kind of starting to check out from the field here. Is back here in the back. Johnny Taylor, the 6, the 8. The 8. Down to the inside of the number 6. He's going to take that position away. No, he's not. The 6 is going to battle back on the outside. Johnny Taylor kind of loves seeing this. Mark Sikochi and the 6 side by side. That's going to allow him to pull away. As the race leaders able to get around the number 42 nice and easily. And now Johnny Taylor can start focusing on the car ahead of him. That's going to be the number 43 of Shane Wheeldon. But that 8 of Mark Sikochi, he's got a clean car. Down to the inside of Johnny Taylor he goes. Johnny Taylor up on the outside, the 6, tagging the wall just a little bit. Side by side, the 3 and the 8. Johnny Taylor letting the 8 of Mark Sikochi by is Brian Wiggins to the inside of the number 42 now. He was able to get around him. Same with Patrick Gettner. The 24-75 still doing a little bit of battle here. I think right now with 92 laps to go. I'd want to just follow each other, try to catch up to that number 28 machine, and then start battling. I think that's what Stony Benfield has realized, as this field has started to stretch out here momentarily. Started Enfield looking to the inside of the number 24. Just not able to get there. 90 laps to go. The 63 and the 2 now. Daniel Molnix looking to the outside, not able to get there, but the battle of the leads heating up. Daniel Molnix going to look down to the inside. Not going to be able to work down there. He's going to lose a 10th. Daniel Molnix trying to get around this number 63, who's been dominant all race long. Had that early trouble in the beginning of the race, but stuck it out. Daniel Molnix trying to get around. Now that we have this long green flag run, we're going to go ahead and turn the mics down, turn the car engines up, and we'll be right back with a little bit of You Love to Hear It. And we are back here with the final 58 laps of the race. Race leader Bryson Hixenball has got up to a about 1.4 second lead over Daniel Mulnix in that number 2 machine. As Daniel trying to capitalize on a move here to try and catch the number 63, but just catching the lap traffic at the worst possible time as the 75 and the 8 are going to do battle here once again. Stoney Benfield sitting P number 4. Slowly starting to catch up to Stoney, able to catch up to that number 28 of Justin Cope, who's going to be a little bit loose, but nonetheless still out there trying to do what he can. Daniel Mulnix getting around lap traffic nice and easily. And that's going to be the number 24, it looks like, as Andy Reeves back in 7th place is going to go 1 lap down. Working on the 6th place of Brian Wiggins now is the number 63. Is Bryson putting on a show here tonight, debut for the National Sim Racing Retro Cup Series. As Brian Wiggins getting a little bit too high there. But it has been the 63 out front, as we have a pass for P number 3. As Stoney Benfield was able to get around the number 28. Not sure what happened to him, but he's going to go into pit lane. So move Stoney Benfield up here to P number 3 is Mark Sakochi trying to capitalize and to get around the number 75. Top 5 still on the lead lap. Brian Wiggins has the race leader right behind him, as Bryson Hixenball right up on the back bumper. He's going to shoot it low, but Brian Wiggins goes all the way up to the wall. I think right here, this is where Brian Wiggins may just want to let the leader by, almost making contact off turn number 2. And this is doing nothing but slowing that leader down. Racing side by side like this, getting that 2, or helping that 2 get up to the race leader. As that 5 is staying right there on that right rear quarter panel. Now he gets by the number 5 of Brian Wiggins. I believe these drivers still have to make at least one more pit stop. Justin Cope did elect to go in there, so he's going to have fresher tires. So you're going to see him kind of catapult through the field. But still, the biggest battle is this battle right here. These two going at it. It drops down to 1/10 of a second all the way up to 2/10 of a second. Stoney on the outside, Mark Scotchy down on the inside. Mark had a better run out of the corner than Stoney. Going to be side by side into turn number 1 and 2. Mark Sakochi going to be able to capitalize and take that position away, but Stoney's not going to go down without a fight. There he goes. He just backs out of it. Lets Sakochi have the lane he wants. Move Mark Sakochi up to P number 3. Mark Sakochi getting a little bit loose off the corner. Shane Wilden into pit lane. Top 4 still on the lead lap, as we're going to go ahead and look off the rear bumper of Mark Sakochi. And that white car back there, actually, let's go to Stoney. That next car behind Stoney, that's the race leader. As we have a caution on the speedway. Brian Wiggins and Mike Petrin. Gonna go and see what happens here. The 5. Oh, Daniel Molnick's into the back of the 5. Oh, man. We're going to have to rewind that and watch it from the point of view of Daniel Molnick's. As we'll go ahead and play it here. Daniel Molnick's gets up right up on the back bumper. Oh, he just driving it in a little bit deeper than what Wiggins was. And Brian Wiggins goes around. So that changes everything. You know, now everybody can go down into pit lane, get those new tires, get some fuel, and everybody would be absolutely fine. As it looks like Stoney Benfield and Mark Sikochi have elected to stay out of pit lane. Ooh. So I think they're going to go in this. Yeah, they're going to go in this time by. I was about to say that's a long time to be out there on those laps. As the 45 was able to get his lap back. Daniel Molnick's. He's going to be credited with that EOL. As we got coming up on 40 laps to go. Still in there. Everybody out there in the chat right now watching, we have currently 16 people in the broadcast chat. Give us your final thoughts on who will get the race win here tonight. Will it be Bryson, Daniel, Patrick, Stoney Benfield, Mark Sikochi? Will it be those 5? Or could it be Johnny Taylor, Andy Reeves, Brian Wiggins? Anybody that had damage can get their car fixed and come back out. Anybody still has a chance at getting the race win here tonight. Johnny Taylor going to fall 2 laps down as he is in the pit lane getting that damage fixed. Stoney Benfield doing the same thing as he is on out. You see there, it looked like, sounds like Stoney just shut his car off. No, not anymore. Yeah, he is. So Stoney Benfield shutting his car off, just coasting. Maybe didn't take fuel. Huh. So that could change a lot of stuff here. Daniel Molnick's is your race leader. Bryson Hicksonball, P number 2. Nope. It is Bryson Hicksonball is your race leader. Daniel Molnick's to the outside. Here we go. Final 40 laps. Bryson gets a great restart. Daniel Molnick's follows. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Look like Daniel Molnick's got a little bit loose, but able to keep it going as we're back under caution. Ooh, it's Johnny Taylor. Gets a little bit too much of it. Coming out of turn number 4 and loops it on around. Able to get that car back on a rolling. Daniel Molnick's P number 2. As the 63 is still out front. Pace light's gonna go off this time by. It's still anybody's game. Top 6 on the lead lap. Bryson Hicksonball. Debut showing out here tonight. Led the majority of the race. Back up front. Daniel Molnick to his outside. Mark Sakochi tried to get a jump on the restart. And there they go. The 63 had a little bit of miscommunication there. Got a little bit of tire spin. That's going to open up the door for Daniel Molnick into turn number 1 and 2. Not going to be able to get there, though. Had a little bit of tire spin, was able to catch it, but not enough time for Daniel Molnick to get up to the race lead. That could have been the move of the race there. Have control of the field. And Stoney Benfield now down to the inside of Mark Sakochi, going to fall back in line as the 12 goes around in the back. They will keep it green as he gets back going. The 2 getting a little bit loose coming off of the corner, but wants to stick there with the number 63 just in case something does happen. Maybe he gets a little bit loose and he can capitalize on it. Battles throughout the whole field. Back here we got a 3-car tandem. 24, 6, 28. Only 2 of those drivers on the lead lap. But back up here, Mark Sakochi holding off Stoney Benfield for P number 3. Who wants it more, Stoney or Mark Sakochi? Daniel Molnick and Bryson Hicksonball are catching lap traffic. The number 5 of Brian Wiggins. Gets a little bit loose coming out of the corner. That's going to help Hicksonball as he can drive it a little bit more conservative. He's got a 0.3 of a second lead over P number 2. Now where does the 63 go? The 5 going to take the line away from the number 63. Down to the wire. 29 laps to go this time by. Brian Wiggins trying to run for his life and keep it just 1 lap down. Jeff Huggins into pit lane. Now the 63 right up on the back bumper. Now that opened up the door for Daniel Molnick. Daniel Molnick right there with the race leader now. Now he's got to find a way around the number 5. They're going to be close quarters here. The 5 not going to give an inch. 2 and the 5 get together again. Brian Wiggins spins it out. And that will bring out another yellow. I'm going to watch it from the chase cam of Brian Wiggins. As you can see it brewing, Brian. Oh man, that was big neck. I mean, they would have made, they probably would have made a little bit of contact, but not, nah, that, tried side drafting. Dang it. There we go. Now let's try this again. Here we go. Brian Wiggins on the outside. Danny Molnick's down on the inside. Molnick's already on the brakes. Oh, yeah, that's big net code. Big net code. Going to send the 5 into the wall. The 2 helps the 5 out. Keeps him straight. So he doesn't back it into the wall. Wiggins gasses it up. And it goes down to the inside. And they are back under caution. Brian Wiggins trying to stay just 1 lap down. Ended up getting passed by the leaders there. Now he is 2 laps down as the top 7 are now on the lead lap. So now it's a 7-man race here as Justin Cope has to start all the way in the back as he was the lucky dog recipient. And now Daniel Molnick gets another try and another go at the race leader. $20 laps to go here, and it's going to be even more spicy. We've got the Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin rivalry going on here. The 2 in the 5. As that has moved Stoney Benfield up to P number 3. Pace car in. Daniel Molnick on the outside. Bryson Hicksonball to the inside. Bryson Hicksonball gets a good restart here. He's off to the races. Didn't spin the tires this time. And we're back to racing here with 22 laps to go. Andy Reeves looking on the outside. Mark Sagochi going to get past the 24. 24 is going to tag the wall on exit just a little bit. 24 going to try to do an over and under. Not going to be able to get there on Mark Sakochi. Daniel Molnick trying to give it one last hurrah. Not able to do so. Patrick Gettner, P number 6, trying to look down to the inside of Andy Reeves. Not able to get there, but William Martin try to make his way around, and Patrick Gentner goes around on the front stretch. Caution is out. Is look like Patrick Gentner gets it down a little bit too low, gets back on the throttle, that little bit of transition, gets him sideways. Sorry, got a little loose. Pow! Into the inside wall, and immediately toes into pit lane. With that caution, Daniel Molnix has elected to go down pit lane and go to the rear. So now he's going to have the freshest tires out of the whole bunch. That's going to move Stody Benfield up to P number 2 and Mark Sikochi into P number 3. Yeah, eclipsed the 3-hour mark of this race. 15 laps to go here at Lucas Oil Raceway. Getting ready to go back green. Started Benfield on the button, but it's going to be the 63 getting the jump that he needed. Mark Sikochi going to jump all the way up to P number 2. Looking at about a possible 3-wide solution here. No, going to be 2 by 2. Mark Sikochi holding on to P number 2. Back in the back, though, Daniel Molnix to the outside of Andy Reeves. Oh, Daniel Molnix and Andy Reeves get together. Caution is out. Going to go ahead and look back at this quick caution replay. Oh, the 5 and the 6 get together. 2 in the 24. 2's on the outside. Already trying to wheel and deal. Gets a little bit loose. Andy Reeves comes up. And they both go spinning on around. Andy Reeves hits that wall a ton. Danny Molnix hits it a lot. But nothing a little bit of damage repair can't fix. Ten laps to go. The newcomer, Bryson Hixenball, trying to do what he can do. And to get back in this race. And to get the first win of his National Sim Racing career. Daniel Molnix at the back of the pack, got all that damage repaired. As there's 8 laps to go, going to be going green with 6 laps remaining, or 7 laps remaining in tonight's race. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to CRN. Want to give a big shout out to all 542 subscribers out there. Make sure you guys turn on all notifications by clicking that bell notification. Turn on all notifications so you guys don't miss a single beat that CRN has to offer here throughout majority of the week. As tomorrow night you'll see me back in the broadcast booth for the Core Racing League Premier Series Gen 6 cars at Kansas Motor Speedway Championship Night. That's something that you don't want to miss, as I'll be bringing you the live coverage at about 9:45 p.m. Eastern, only on YouTube at CRN. Monday night, you're going to have the Core GT Series with Carl Hanenberg up in the broadcast booth with Terry Jansen. Tuesday, you're going to have John Nobinger and Ricky Gonzalez in the broadcast booth, as I will be down on the racetrack racing the ARCA cars and the trucks as they go to Bristol Dirt on a Tuesday night. Wednesday night, no broadcast so far, but we have some stuff coming in the later weeks. Thursdays, no broadcast so far. And then Friday, we're back with Redline Racing. Then Saturday, we're back here with the National Sim Racing at their next track. Bryson Hixenball and Mark Sikochi. P1, P2. Bryson down on the inside. Gets a great jump on the reader on the 8 of Mark Sikochi. Mark Sikochi going to try to fend off the number 75 of Stoney Benfield. Can he do it, as we have another caution, as that involves the 5 and the 2. And we will see what happens here. The 2 gets a good jump. The 5, oh. Alrighty then. We'll be right back. All right, we are back as we will have a 2-lap shootout. As Bryson Hicksonball is P number 1, Mark Sakochi is P number 2, and Stody Benfield P number 3, Justin Cope in 4th, Andy Reeves in 5th, Shane Wilden in 6th, 7th will be Daniel Molnix. So 7 drivers all in together that can go for the race win. The 63 gets a great jump on the field. Stody Benfield down to the inside of Mark Sakochi, going to be able to be side by side with the 8. Going to try to get around of him, and he does so. Mark Sakochi down to P number 3. Stody Benfield up to P number 2. 2 laps to go. Can they make it back to the white flag? Stody Benfield rolling that middle. Mark Sakochi not able to get there. White flag. This race will conclude under green. And there it is. Mark Sakochi going to dump the 75. The 24 going to be able to get around. He's going to be able to finish P number 2. Shane Wilden going to round out the P number 3. But it is going to be all Bryson Hicksonball as he finishes P number 1. Andy Reeves, P number 2. Shane Wilden rounding out your top 3. Fourth will be Stody Benfield. 5th will be Mark Sakochi. 6th will be Justin Cope. 7th will be Daniel Molnix. Gonna go ahead and get these results up here for you on the screen. As Bryson Hicksonball delivers the race win here tonight. 2nd will be Andy Reeves. 3rd is going to be Shane Wilden. 4th will be Stody Benfield. 5th, Mark Sakochi. 6th, Justin Cope. 7th, Daniel Molnix. 8th, William Martin. 9th, Brian Wiggins. 10th, Patrick Gettner. 11th, Mike Petrin. 12th, Johnny Taylor. 13th, Jeff Huggins. 14th will be James Marcotti. And running out your 15-car field will be Jacob Kaplan. That will be the field. We're going to go ahead and grab our top 3. Looking like the 3rd is going to be Shane Wilden. So we're going to go ahead and move up Shane Wilden to the broadcast booth. And Shane, this is Dylan to the broadcast booth to get a copy.
Yeah, how you doing, Dylan?
Oh, Anyways, it's been a long night. Obviously, tempers flared throughout this whole race, but you came home with a P3. You can't be too mad about it. Kind of walk me through that last lap melee there. It seemed like you wanted to try to go for P number 2 after that little bit happened, but nonetheless able to bring that number 43 machine home in P number 3.
Well, of course. So you want to finish as high as you can if you're a racer. If you don't, you shouldn't be out here, right? So, but this track out here, if you try to get too much throttle off the corner, you're going to lose it. So I wanted to make sure I finished in the top 3, trying to go for 2. But yeah, I just last lap, that melee, basically shut your eyes, turn the wheel, and hope for the best. They were everywhere. It was just, with 20 to go, I was 3 laps down. I couldn't believe with all the stuff going on, I was on the lead lap, and I restarted 7th green white checker, and I was just couldn't believe that I had a chance for a podium. It was amazing.
Yeah, you ended up getting that P3 here tonight. You've battled through a lot of adversity through the first couple of weeks, able to get a strong showing here. I won't be here next week as I'm going to take a week off from broadcasting, give my throat a little bit of a time to recuperate. But hopefully we'll be back in watching you sooner than later. But if there's anybody on that number 43 machine you'd like to give a shout out to, the floor is yours.
Oh, yeah, man, I got a great team, put together a great team. We got Patrick, we got Alex Encarnacio, we got freaking Jacob Kaplan. His wife's a great cheerleader. She sits in the background, keeps us going. TopSplitSetups.com, Impact Sim Racing. They do our paint schemes, do our updates. It's just a great team. We sit in our race chat and we talk about adjustments and we talk about how to get better and we pull the reins back on Jacob because he loses his mind, his hair catches on fire, and we just try to work together and have fun and on these long races and do the best we can, and we get the best, obviously we got the best setups in the league, all the top tens we get, and all the races, consecutive wins, and but I feel we have the best setups in the league. I think the best builders. So it's thanks to the broadcast, thanks for Mark putting on the league, and it's just I'm just in shock that I'm sitting here talking to you.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure watching you come up through the field. I know you're not obviously the one that, wants to hurry up and bum rush their way to the front. Obviously they're long races. You want to take your time getting up there. But nonetheless, job well done on the P3 here tonight. And you go deserve that P3 here, and hopefully we'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, my goal, we can qualify, but the guys like to get aggressive, and they're gonna wreck. So me and Patrick, we like to start in the back and work our way up. Long races, make your adjustments. The only races I haven't finished in the top 10 is the 2 I missed because I was sick. So I'm pretty proud of the races I have been. I've been able to finish in the top 10. We got Alex and Jacob that are running up front, battling for wins, and me and Patrick are. We're the hare. You get the hare and you get the tortoise, and we're the tortoise. We want to make our adjustments. We want to work our way. And we want to finish as high as we can. We want to win. We wish we want to win. We want to finish as high as we can. But I'm proud that I can finish in the top 10 each week. And Jacob likes to call me the grinder. So Alex and Jacob are the hares, and Daniel, they're the hares, and they're carrying the banner up to the front. And me and Patrick, we make our adjustments and we try to finish as high as we can finish each week. And do we want to win? Yeah, but I'm pretty proud that we can finish in top 5, top 10s each week. That shows the kind of setups and abilities we have.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's all you need to do. So congratulations on your top 3 here tonight, and go celebrate, buddy.
All right, thanks, appreciate it.
All right, that's going to be our 3rd place finisher. Can't get a hold of our 2nd place finisher, so we're going to go ahead and jump up to our race winner. That's going to be Bryson Hicksonball. Bryson, this is Dylan in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, minus all the intentional wrecking and all those late race cautions, you had a little wreck yourself there towards the beginning of the race, got all the damage fixed. We're, I believe, at 1.1 to 2 laps down. Fought your way all the way back up to the lead lap, and you just kind of checked out from there.
Yeah, I had a really fast car tonight. This Grease Lightning number 63 was really good in the long run, so I knew I just needed to get out front, and it was so tough to pass on the short run that I knew I could hold people off and check out after about 30 or 40 laps. Had a really good first part of that race, first 100 laps or so. Got mired back a little bit, got that wreck. I thought that was going to be a lot of damage that was going to hinder me for the rest of the race. It was about 4 minutes and took probably 5 cautions to fix, but eventually got it all done and was able to work my way back to the front.
Yeah, excuse me. The beginning of the race, obviously Johnny Taylor qualified on the pole. You and him were pretty much equal But once you got that clean air, I believe clean air played a big part into you trying to get all the way through where you needed to be. And obviously, if Johnny didn't have those mechanical failures with what he had going on, I believe it would have been a really fun race to watch you two battle it out for the race win. You and Daniel Molnix, you guys had your little bit of time doing a little bit of battle. Late race restarts there on older tires. It seemed like getting up through the gears was a little bit more trickier than being on fresh tires. So not a bad debut for you, you know. Come out here, got the race win. And before I let you get on out of here, Bryson, is there anybody on the number 63 machine you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to my crew chief, Ace Moneymaker, bringing him back from the EA NASCAR games. It's getting me all my sponsors, and he's doing all my strategy calls.
All right, Bryson, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here, and we'll be talking to you again hopefully here soon.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's going to do it here tonight, as Bryson was able to get the race win. Andy Reeves finishes P2, and rounding out your podium is going to be Shane Wilden. But that's going to do it for me up here at the broadcast booth. It's been a great ride here with... it's been a great ride broadcasting the NSR for the short time being. Yeah, just gotta take a step back, give my voice a breather as I'm broadcasting Saturday, Sundays, Wednesdays. It's just a lot, so I'm gonna back out of this. So hopefully you all get to find a different broadcaster here. But yeah, it's my voice is taking a toll on me, so definitely gonna take some time off when I can. But nonetheless, it's been a great show here tonight. A lot of cautions. First half of the race was nice and good to go, but there as of late, just cautions, bred cautions, and that's just a short track. So with that being said, my name is Dylan. Make sure you guys take care. Brush your hair.